Okay, so I think this is week 10. I think. What's new this week? We have a lot of like flowers and things, a lot of little baby vegetables, a lot of growth in general, and I think some of the stuff that was sort of on the way out last week is definitely gone. Let's see. Alright, so this is the terrible tomato plant. Probably actually the second most terrible tomato plant. I don't even know why I keep it. This is the new lemon cucumber, which had a bit of a rough start with all the windstorms we had. But I did see, let's see if they're still here. Oh, hello, Mr. Fly. Yep, there's some little cucumbers appearing. So it needs, I don't know, it was a very late transplant. It only went in last week, so we'll see what happens. I don't know, it looks like it'll work. Fingers crossed. Then there's this one, which is a cherry tomato plant. I think this is the best cherry tomato plant. There are, where'd they go? There's 3 tomatoes in there, and a bunch more flowers. I've had a lot of flowers, like, just kind of up and die. See this stick here? I'm not really sure what's going on there, but there's tons of flowers, so I'm not really worried about productivity in general. Maybe it got too hot or something and they just crapped out, but we have tomatoes there. The raspberries have a lot of, like, flowers and things. This is the raspberry, the one that has been growing ever so slowly for, like, I don't know, a month now probably. It's gotten pretty big in the last week, so maybe it'll start to turn red. I think it probably needs to grow one more row, but whatever. Couple more little ones around here, and the whole plant is actually finally starting to fill out, so maybe it'll work. Strawberries, again, I've kind of given up on them. They've all produced runners at this point. There's a new runner here. Looks like there's another, nope. Well, this is the one new runner for now. Yeah, I'm not gonna get strawberries this year. Sad panda. The edamame has all sorts of little flowers now compared to last week. I just started to notice little white things yesterday, and now all the plants have them, except for this one, which I'm not entirely sure what happened, but it got, I think the weed whacker or Penny or someone got to it, and I tried to stake it up and kind of bring it back to life, but we're down one. But the other ones are looking good. So there's flowers, maybe we'll start to have some pods on there. I thought it was going to get bigger, but hey, I'll take them. So that's the edamame. Over yonder, we have all the stuff that I pulled out last week on Wednesday, and I replaced because, well, why not? So that is broccoli. That's not in focus. That is broccoli. That is zucchini. Those are celery. I think that's all the new stuff. So the zucchini was actually looking fantastic when I passed by here about 5 minutes ago making the video the first time before it crapped out. Now the leaves are looking a little floppy. Probably, we're supposed to get a rainstorm today, which is why I didn't water this morning, but that is definitely looking like it needs some water. But it's grown a ton since last week. It was actually pretty small. It didn't have any of these like big, I don't know, elephant kind of leaves. So I think it's looking good. It's probably gonna end up taking over this whole thing and growing out of the container. And I probably should have put it somewhere else, but that's okay. It's fine. The broccoli, I don't think it's done much of anything since last week, to be honest. That's my head. I see a couple of new leaves, but I don't know. This was bought in the clearance section. I'm pretty sure it went in way too late. So I don't really expect anything to come of it, but it's there. Why not? Give it a shot. And the celery's grown a little bit. It's gotten a bit fuller since last week. A lot more leaves. There's some more, let's see if you can see it, baby leaves popping up in there. So I think maybe I have a shot with the celery. We'll see. These are the beef steaks, and I saw a tomato at least on this one. There it is. Where are you? Focus. It's back there. I don't know why it won't focus, but it's back there. There's one on this plant. I think there's one on the other one too. I don't see any. It's having the same problem with this one. A lot of like, oh wait, here's another little one there. Having in general like a dead flower problem. Maybe they're just not being pollinated properly, or who knows. But we'll have at least 2 here. See a bunch of dead flowers down there. And then, oh, good, some shade. Here's another tomato right here. Bunch more flowers here. So this plant looks a lot better, like it's fuller and greener and blah blah blah. This one's a little bit skimpier, but they've grown a bunch. They filled out a bunch. I think we'll be okay with tomatoes, at least the beefsteaks. This guy's the second worst cherry, I think. Not doing anything. It has some flowers. I don't know how this plant could possibly support tomatoes. And then this one, and there's another one over there. I snipped off of here when I was pruning and literally just jammed it in the ground. And now a week or two later, it's actually taken root and come to life. So maybe we'll have extra tomato plants. Unintended. I didn't even think they would do anything. That one's not looking as good, but it took root. We'll see what happens. Oh, there's a bee over there. I'm not going over there. Oh, we're gonna have to wait. I'm not going near. See it? Oh, he's in the kale. Gross. Well, not gross. I mean, that's why I planted the wildflowers, but still, I don't want him stinging me. Anyway, lettuce, big, needs to be cut, needs to be eaten. Kale, again, big, needs to be cut. Peppers aren't doing anything. All right, I'm gonna try not to piss off this bee. Here's the cucumbers. These guys have started to grow up the trellis. These have started to produce cucumbers. So if I can get closer without getting stung, there's some baby cucumbers in here. Let's see if I can find one. Here. I guess. Oops. I guess. There's one. There's some more there. And there's a couple on this plant too. So these are I'm pretty sure these are the pickling ones, but I'm not positive. And there's a whole bunch more flowers. Actually, this is the first day we have flowers on these cucumber plants. So, oh, look, there's another cucumber there. So I think we'll be okay with cucumbers, which is awesome. I love cucumbers. And then the peas, we've picked like 4 or 5 so far. There's one right there. And then there's some more like buried in it. I had to sort of tie everything up differently this week because this whole thing was getting so heavy it was falling onto the cucumbers. So I kind of pulled it that way, and then we had the windstorm, which kind of messed with the integrity of my trellis. So it's a little wonky, a little wobbly, but at least it's still upright. So I'll take that. I'm gonna build a different one for next year, that's for darn sure. And maybe even the fall if I decide to do peas around too. Because this was a good effort. Tried to DIY. And, in exciting news, this pea is taller than me by a good couple inches. So, I guess that's a milestone of some sort. And they're still growing. I actually thought they'd be done already, but they're not. Lots of flowers. Here, 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 here. Down there. There's a bunch in the front, so hopefully... Oh, there's a bunch more over there. These are the snow peas. They're flowering the most. The snap peas have been a bit slower in general, so I think there's still a shot at those, but they're not flowering as much. I see one that's flowered, or that has created a little pea pod. So, patience on that one, I guess. And that is it. Oh, did I talk about the eggplant? These eggplant aren't doing so great. They're curly-leaved. There's a flower on that one, which I don't quite know what's going on. Like, these are curly, and then the ones that are in the other area look fantastic. So, oh, I didn't talk about these guys. Onions look like onions. Lettuce has gotten massive. Definitely need to start eat more of that this week. You can't even see the spots that I cut into already. And then the carrots have gotten pretty tall. Those are probably a good 7 inches. And that one's probably even 8 inches or 9 inches tall. So, getting there with the carrots, making progress. They grow a lot slower than I thought they did. Somewhere I read they take like 40 days to mature. I think it's been way more than 40 days, but whatever. Okay, so now this is the good stuff. Well, I should stand back because look how much everything's grown this week. The zucchini, no, this isn't zucchini, this is eggplant. Like, look how much better these leaves look compared to the other ones. And those cucumbers have gotten huge. There's little baby ones on these too. Well, the peppers aren't really great. And then the corn is at least probably 2.5 feet tall, just floppy. And then if I stand the leaves up, it's probably about 3.5 feet tall. So I think we'll be pretty good on the corn. This one, we had, like I said, the windstorm, and all the corn was kind of leaning this way. Basically looked like that. So I had to brace that guy. He looks like he's standing up more now, so I might remove it. But like, really thick back there. They look good. I'm happy. Lots of corn. That is a cherry tomato. I don't see many flowers on it. Don't see any little tomatoes on it yet. That one hasn't been doing good in general. It's gotten taller, so maybe it just needed, this whole thing's been slow, so maybe it just needs more time back here. And then this is the, what's it called? The Instant Art Radicchio. I planted these last week or the week before, I can't remember. And we had a little incident with the sprinkler there, so I don't know if those will come up. But all these are Radicchio, and they should be ready in, I think, September or October. And then all these were radish, and they're gone now. So that's just room for radish later. The next round of radish will go in late September, I think it is, or mid-September. And then for the wildflowers, we have a new orange one. The other orange one is done. A bunch of pinks and purples coming in, a lot of whites, a lot of little buds over there. What else is going on here? There's some more buds down there. I don't know what those are going to be, but they're getting there. They're a good 2.5 feet tall, actually. They're about the same height as the corn. The tallest ones here are about the same height as the corn, so we're getting there. I actually put some more seed down right before one of the rainstorms we had over the weekend, just to see if I can fill in some of the bald spots. This area right here, this middle area, was the Cheerios wildflowers, and they're actually totally different than the flowers that are on either side of it. This one has these wispy guys, and those have more of these like round clover looking things and like that. So I'll be kind of curious to see what the difference in the flowers is going to be, and it'll probably just be like a stack, you know, one set of seeds, different set of seeds, and then, well, same seed set one. We'll find out, I guess. There's some little purple and blue ones over there. Okay, so then we have 2 more broccoli, which I just stuck here because I didn't want to throw them out. And I think that is everyone. Yeah, so nothing super exciting this week other than like tons of leaf growth. Everything's just gotten taller. I've eaten some peas, have some new stuff in, corn's getting good, and that's it. Getting hot weather, everyone's happy. Let's shoot for some cucumbers next week, maybe. Or actually some edamame. Now that all those are flowered, maybe we'll have some edamame next week. Alright, see you next week, which I think is week 11.